Good morning. Excuse the slightly scary Mary look. It's far too early in the morning again. Now I've come back up to Passau because there was a possibility that there was going to be an inversion which was going to cover the refugio where I was stood yesterday and just leave the peaks showing. Now it's not that big this morning, but there is an inversion lying in the valley that I thought I'd just driven through, but I haven't driven through any mist at all. It's really bizarre. So I've driven back down the pass a little way and found a random lay-by to pull in. And I've kind of got a V shape coming down, mountains on either side, mountains in the background. I've got somebody else's teeth in because I'm excited. The sky is kind of beginning to light up. But what we're going to get, I've no idea. And I actually can't see my hand in front of my face outside because it's still pitch black. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes to see if it lights up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing out there. Oh, it's a bit chilly out here this morning. It's about -2 degrees. And then we have the inversion. We have some colour over here. And we have the first light just hitting up here. It's not a good composition, but I really don't care right at this moment. I made the judgment that this was where I was going to be. I've just got a light trail as that wagon's gone down. It's not quite as thick an inversion as we've had the last few days, because just at the bottom here, I can see the town starting to come through, but it's still impressive. The clouds are kind of lighting up there a little bit, but the peak, that's not got any cloud above it at all. So I've kind of got a very weird composition. I have the valley in the right hand corner of the image with a little bit of this hill slope going down, and then the left hand side I have got that mountain, and that's it. I'm shooting at, obviously, ISO 100. I think we're at f13? Yeah, f13, about 15 seconds. It's quite a difficult exposure to make because that side of the exposure, or that side of the image, is really bright compared with this side. Did I mention it was flipping cold? Well, it's getting a little bit warmer, not a huge amount, but the sky is kicking off beautifully over there. As usual, this phone's making it look slightly brighter than it actually is. The inversion has dissipated quite quickly, and I'm struggling to get a composition that's anything like. But I am now concentrating on, let me just alter a setting. I've got, yeah, that actually works, I think. I've got this hillside coming down into a V, then I go up onto that one. I've got the little bit of mist lying in the background. I've got the jagged spires over there, and obviously the clouds that are lighting up. We're getting first real splash of colour over there. And I think from here I can use the road as a bit of a leading line. I'm actually including the car because it adds a bit of sense of scale, instead of me trying to jump in front of the camera and do a selfie. Done enough of those. Right, I'm going to get back at it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, that was an interesting little drive up an incredibly narrow road. I was not expecting to meet that wagon coming down. Whew. So anyway, having had a hike up to Limides yesterday and found there was no water in it, had a conversation with an Italian couple yesterday afternoon coming back down from Limides, and they were saying that a lot of the lakes don't have water in them, not that the higher ones don't have water in them at the moment because it's been a very dry summer. Now, I had got 2 places earmarked to hike up to, and they're both around about an hour and a half's hike. And I have no objection to hiking that far, so long as I know at the end of it there's going to be something photographic, as in a lake with the golden larch trees around it. And I'm just not confident enough that, because the lakes I've looked at are quite high up, that I'm going to get anything. So I've scratched those ideas, saved those for another trip. And I've come in search of some waterfalls. Got a kind of loose plan for the day. But as I said yesterday, I could get distracted at the drop of a hat. So we'll see what happens. But the first fall, I'm going to show you now. Now this kind of looks a little bit unassuming. There's the road, that's where we've just driven up. My little beast for the week. So yeah, it kind of looks a little bit unassuming and not particularly good because obviously you've got the shadows of this handrail going across. Then look at that. So I'm going to get down there somehow and have a go at shooting that. It would be really nice to shoot from here. But as I say, because of this handrail reflection, I'm going to go for a wander. There's a bridge here and there's a footpath down the side, so I may shoot this on the way back when the sun's moved around a bit, but I'm certainly going to have a go at that. Well, I thought we'd go for a wander. This is quite a long waterfall trail from what I can gather, and also because it is in a gorge, the noise is contained and amplified, so I really don't think I'm going to have much time to talk to you. But I've come down the first pathway. Oh my god, look at that! Now this all kind of looks very, very slippy. No idea if you can hear this or not, but that looks rather nice. Now there is a pathway up here. We'll go along here, see what's down here. Oh, now we've got to go up. I'll just show you down here. You don't really get a sense of it. Jeez. I have a feeling this could be a very, very, very long walk. Well, this is a little bit quieter. I finished down at there. Now I think that is Ra Stua South. And this is a very delicate little stream. I mean, it's beautiful, all the limestone, but the water is so clear and it is so bright. I don't think that will work as an image. So we're just going to carry on down. You can hear the thunder of the falls to my right. And there's another massive one. Oh, there are too many waterfalls here. And it's a proper little waterfall trail. There's all sorts of rickety stone steps. Luckily, the limestone is quite non-slip, but the wooden posts that you can see, they're quite slippery, they are. phenomenal. Hell, fire. Not too worried about that one, although I do rather like the little fall that's coming down its side. That one there, that looks quite nice. Not entirely sure how to get to that one. Oh, yes I am. Right, they've now made these ramps, which are actually kind of grippy. Yeah, I get the feeling this could be a long day. Because we have the little waterfall here, the slightly bigger one, to the absolutely massive one around the corner. And then the stream just trickles down, and there's another bigger fall over there. And from the looks of it, this path meanders along. Whee! Whoa! Let's just survey it from here. Yeah, I do quite like it. It looks a lot brighter on the screen that you're seeing. This right hand side is very, very bright, and I think that's going to spoil it a bit. But I do like the fall in there. But I might just carry on for a bit, wiggle my way along here. The tree roots are very slippery. That's beautiful. Look at that. Probably walked 500 yards, maybe 600. Well, it's taken me about an hour and a half so far. Oh God, this is just so delightful. I'm really not looking forward to the walk back up, but lost for words again. The water is so clear, and considering apparently a lot of the lakes are empty, there's a tremendous amount of water down here. And I was a bit wary about coming here because I thought, well, if the lakes are empty, these will be empty. The pathway is sort of, in the main, just rocks with wooden, like telegraph poles. But then every now and then, when you come to a drop, oh, you've gone. They very kindly, can you see that? Metal steps in. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And they're drilled in, they're very solid, and then you have wire rope to grip onto, and you can see how well that's secured in to allow you to get down here. It's absolutely fabulous. In terms of aperture, I'm finding I'm having to move to f18, f20 just to get the shutter speed slow enough, because otherwise I'm getting a fast shutter speed which is not having a really nice effect on the water at all. But I'm trying different shutter speeds and just seeing how we go. A couple of times I've used the polarizer, and I quite like how that gives you like white trails through the water. Other times I've not bothered, and I've also had a 0.6 grad on where the sunlight is coming in, as you can see here, and just lighting up the walls at the top of the fall just to even out the exposure. But this is getting beyond a joke now. So it was 11 when I arrived, it's now 1:45. and I've walked probably the grand total of 1,000 yards. And every time I think, right, that's it, done, had enough, going back, I find another one that I want to shoot. And I really do need to make a move back up, because the cave that I showed you to start with, the sunlight was coming in. Now the sun has moved round enough that it should be very even lighting in there, and there won't be the shadow of the handrail. So hopefully I can get both images that I was after, the one in the cave and the one with the first of the waterfall leading back to it. Can't walk back up those steps though. I don't think there's actually a way, you can't even shimmy up to the road, because that's a lot steeper than it actually looks. That's like the side of a house. So I've made a decision, excuse me, that I am stopping once I've shot this one, and then I'm going to go back up to the top. Apart from the house, I'm beginning to feel the need for some dinner and a drink. Well, I've done some risky things in my time, but I've somehow managed to get down here, and here is under the bridge. Because I wanted a shot of this miniature fall here with the big fall in the background, which, even though the light has gone off of this side, is still incredibly difficult to get a decent shot, because that is a lot darker than this. So I've spent 20 minutes, and I think I finally managed it. And that, I think, is the one that works. And that was shot at 1 second at f9. And all I'd got was a grad filter on the bottom, because I wanted to retain a little bit of motion in here. What I'm not entirely sure about is how the hell I'm going to get back up here. It looks like there's a path down there, but I think it's going to be hands and knees, because all these rocks here and all this grid vegetation is incredibly slippy. And I can't go that way, because although there's a bit of a flattish area here, it's then a sharp drop at the other side.